Here we go. Welcome back to the Coach Cameron podcast. This is a great day to be an American, is it? And scary things are happening, as usual. Craziness in the world. So let's talk about them step by step, story by story with the Coach Cameron podcast. So here we are, another day in lockdown quarantine land, and we're trying to survive this world and decide how we're going to function. And how I'm going to function right now is I'm going to let you know. San Jose soccer coach sent lewd photos to teens, police say. So is it fact or is it fiction? No one knows, but we're going to find out. San Jose police on Thursday announced the arrest of youth soccer coach and professional soccer player on suspicion of sending pictures of his genitals to a 6-year-old girl. Nice. An investigation revealed that the suspect, identified as 26-year-old San Jose resident Hector Benjamin Hoya Jimenez, geez, so many names, befriended the teen in March, said San Jose police. Sergeant Enrique Garcia in the news release. Garcia said Jimenez then used Snapchat to communicate with his teen and sent her unsolicited pictures of his genitals on several occasions. Several. What? Detectives also learned that Jimenez is a youth coach for the Liverpool Football Club, International Academy Bay Area, and a player for the Oakland Roots Sports Club, Garcia said. That makes him pro? Oakland Roots Sports Club? That's a thing? On Wednesday, detectives obtained a warrant and took Jimenez into custody in San Jose. He was booked in Santa Clara County Jail on charges sending harmful matters to a minor, a felony, and annoying or molesting a child under the age of 18, a misdemeanor. Are you kidding me? So he's being charged of misdemeanor and a felony. We have all these made-up terms. Is that to make everyone feel better about themselves? It's a molestation. He's a pedophile. What is he thinking? Today, the Oakland Roots were disappointed. You think to learn that the midfielder Benji Hoya was arrested in San Jose on Wednesday. The club said in a statement. Therefore, the club has decided to release him. Okay. They decided to release him. Okay. He's in jail. He released himself. So, yeah. Good job, weirdo. There's just so many sickos. This is what's going on. People are bored out of their mind. They're Snapchatting their genitalia. Good job. So, CBS Sports, way to be on the move. U.S. Soccer shuts down Development Academy. MLS forms new youth program. MLS did not start a new youth program. They had a youth program. It was part of the DA, but it's still theirs. MLS was fighting with DA for the last year and a half because it's moving on. It was never part of DA. They dictated DA. When MLS clubs, youth teams, lost to non-MLS youth teams, they still got promoted over teams they couldn't beat. Hence the problem with DA. It's a big-time problem. So, yeah, that's what it is. So, whatever. We have major problems with the content that's given. It's going to be okay. So everything's going to be okay. You know, if you're good, you're good. If you're average, you're average. If you suck, you suck. It's very simple, but we complicate things when money gets involved and everyone wants to have a piece of the pie, which it doesn't work that way. When everyone has to have the piece of the pie, what happens is you have some good talent on a team, that's scholarship, and then you have the rich white kids or whoever they are to fund the operation, and they suck, but they get to play because they pay. That's a problem. It's a problem to the point of they're taking control of things they should not take control of, and I'm not a fan of it at all. So I like the fact MLS, you just control what you control. have your academies build up your own players like you were doing anyways, but now they can't dictate DA because there is no DA, which is good. Play yourselves. But we'll see what the MLS decides to do with their academies. But it should work out. It should work out better this way. But we do have people freaking out. And the ones that are freaking out are the ones scared to, like, how am I going to post on Instagram or Facebook that my son or daughter plays on DA and they're special without having these fake acronyms to make them feel good, because they don't have it. But we have ECNL. Let's see what ECNL does with now that they're the major party of development right now as far as showcasing players. There's only so many MLS teams in the country to have academies. Our country is pretty big. So U.S. Soccer, if they can actually wake up and just focus on one inner city in the United States and start changing the culture of the future athletes in this country from doing basketball and football, and getting in early and get them convinced that soccer's the pathway, it'll be different. And the reason I say this, here's an example of an athlete. So I went to Shadow Mountain High School, and we had a pretty good high school soccer team. Three of the 4 years I was there, we were number one in the state, but never won the state championship. But we were one of the top teams, but always choked in the end, mainly because of me. And then 2 years later, after I departed from Shadow Mountain, who's never won a state title in high school, win their first state title with my little brother, Matt Cameron, starting. He started on that team. He was not good, by the way. He was average at best. And he won a state title. Why? Because they had Sean McDonald on their team. Sean McDonald, who did not play club soccer, he played a little bit, but in high school he focused on football and decided he was going to play soccer for Shadow Mountain. I watched this kid play. He's a man now. He was unbelievable. He ran a 4.240. He ended up playing football at ASU. Got drafted, played for the Detroit Lions for like 9 years, so he's full pension with the NFL and all that stuff. And he's 5'7", if he's lucky, and he was a wide receiver in the NFL. And he also did kickoff returns and some other things, but 5'7", wide receiver, that's unheard of, unless you're superhuman far as speed goes. He had it, but he was a technical soccer player, and he played effortlessly. I mean, it didn't even look like he was trying, but he ended up winning the state title with my little brother 2-0 against Brophy, and he scored both of the goals. That guy was a game changer, and Shadow Mountain's never won a state title since that state championship, as far as I know. That's how I remember it. One state title because of Sean McDonald. Well, there's a lot of Sean McDonalds in this country, and they choose football and basketball over our sport. We need to get those kids versus creating this whole U.S. soccer, average athlete. They are, our top athletes in soccer are second, third tier athletes when it comes to playing in basketball and football. And when I say that, how I judge that is at Phoenix College, where I work, our football team, when it was around, on their weaker teams, which when they're weak, they would win. I mean, there was a 2-year span we didn't win a game. I think 2015, 16, I'm not sure. But those guys were not good enough to play as a whole. You look at them, they're just not Division I athletes. But they're more athletic than all the soccer players out there that we have now. I mean, they're athletic, but they're not super athletic. If we just got that kind of athlete, it would change everything. It would. We need to get the athletes. And I wasn't always this way until I've seen super athletes come on the scene. I've had super athletes from Africa, because we're a refugee drop zone, come down and just tear it up with limited soccer experience. The player of the year in our conference last year was Joel Sangawa. He came from Africa. He's only been in the United States for a year and a half, refugee. Didn't grow up playing DA or anything like that. Grew up playing on the streets in Africa and Liberia, I think. And he tore it up. Player of the year, best player in the conference. That's the difference. And it's very significant because there's only been 3 players of the year in the history of Phoenix College. Ryo Sugahara from Japan, and Joel Sangawa from Africa, and Dave Cameron, me. I won it twice. So in 29 years, 30 years, Phoenix College is in existence in men's soccer, we've had 3. It's a very difficult conference. So we are doing it wrong when kids from Japan can just come over and win it, and Africans can just come over and win it without the development of U.S. soccer and our intelligence we have with our coaching strategies. So I don't know. It's interesting to see what's going on. But I'm done talking. I served my purpose, and I'm done. I'm done with this podcast. Got to move on. Life is different. I would like it to go back to normalcy, but too many people saying it's not going to happen. So I'll sing to the bouncing souls. And this is how I pray for things to come back to normal as we go stir crazy in the quarantine of life that we are. This is Coach Cameron signing out. See you guys tomorrow.